Hello everyone, I hope you are all having an amazing day. My name is Dorotea, I am crochet designer and blogger, and I make step-by-step tutorials, I talk about yarn, and I share tips and tricks for crocheters. So if you're new to my channel and you like crocheting, please consider subscribing and turning on post notifications so you won't miss any of my future videos. About a week or two ago, I shared a pattern and a video tutorial on how to make a very easy and super cute boho looking crochet baby blanket. Today I'm going to show you how to make baby sandals using the same yarn, colors, and very similar techniques together, so sandals and blanket or separate can be an amazing baby shower gift or something you would make for your own baby. Please remember that you can find all the materials, link to the written instructions, and link to the beautifully designed PDF pattern with one additional size available for instant download in my pattern shops on Etsy, Ravelry, and Love Crochet, and you can find the link in the description box below. Now let me show you what you will need for this tutorial. You will need an Aran weight yarn. I will be using Creative Rico from Rico Designs in shades 51 and 60. You will also need the DK weight yarn for the heel part and the tassels. I will be using Paintbox Yarns Cotton DK in shades Wash Teal, Daffodil Yellow, and Bright Peach. In addition to the yarn, you're going to need 3.5mm crochet hook, stitch markers, yarn needle, and two 1.5cm or 0.75 inches big buttons, and a pair of scissors. So we are going to start this tutorial with 4 already finished crochet baby soles. So if you're not coming from my how to make a crochet baby sole video, please pause the video here, take some beige yarn, click on the link in the right upper corner of this video or the link in the description box below. Finish 4 baby soles and come back. So if you haven't already, pull the yarn tail through the last stitch to the wrong side of the sole. Now take 2 crochet soles and place them wrong sides together, so the front side of the half double crochet stitches should be on the outer side and the back side of half double crochet stitches should be facing in. So align the soles, hide the yarn tail in the space between them. Grab a small amount of off-white Aran weight yarn and your 3.5mm crochet hook, and crochet the soles together with a simple round of slip stitches. Make sure you're working through both soles and through all 4 loops at the same time. All you have to do to make a slip stitch is to insert a crochet hook into the stitch, grab the yarn on the other side and pull it through. You can see that one side of our new double sole has a round of stitches with 2 loops, and if you turn the sole around, you will see that on the other side slip stitches are forming the round with 1 loop only. End the round with the invisible join, which will give you 1 additional stitch to your round, so you will end this round with 45 stitches instead of 44. The invisible joining stitch is a very simple technique, and if you tried my crochet pattern for the baby blanket, you're already familiar with it. There I was using it for the rounds of slip stitches made with blue, yellow, and orange color. Take the yarn needle and thread the yarn tail. Insert the needle below both loops of the first slip stitch from this round. Pull the yarn tail all the way through the stitch, pull it relatively tight so it will look like a normal stitch. Now insert your needle into the last stitch of this round, right in the middle between the front and back loop, through both soles and pull it out on the other side. The stitch is almost finished. All you have to do now is to turn your work, sew the sole, and insert the needle into the space between the stitches, right where the second yarn tail is. Now secure the yarn ends and hide them between the soles. Repeat all the steps for the second sole. Now that the sole is complete, take a few stitch markers, turn the sole with only one line of slip stitches up, so towards yourself, and the line with 2 loops should be now facing down. And we will place our stitch markers into the round that has only 1 loop. This means that once the sandals are complete, the round with only 1 loop will be on the inner side of the shoe, and the round with 2 loops is going to be on the outer side of the sandal sole. Go and place your first stitch marker into the stitch that is right in the middle of the heel. From there on, place 1 stitch marker into 8th stitch on each side, so 1 on the right and 1 on the left side. That should give you 17 stitches in total. And we will use those stitches for the back upper part of the sandal. Now skip 3 stitches on each side and place the marker into the 4th one. Skip 2 more and place the marker into the 3rd one, 1 on each side, and those 4 markers on each side will be for the front upper part that we will create next. You can remove the stitch marker that we placed in the center of the heel because we will not need it anymore. It was there just to help us figure out where to put other 2 stitch markers and mark 17 stitches on the heel area. Repeat all the steps for the second sole, and then we will continue with the front upper part. Our front upper part is going to be made of 2 pieces, front strap and T-bar, together shaping 1 panel in the shape of letter T. We will start with the front strap. Take a small amount of white yarn and create a foundation chain made of 14 chains. Create 1 additional chain that will be our turning chain. Start in the second chain from the hook and work 1 half double crochet into each of next 14 chains. I always mark my first stitch of the row. Sometimes it's hard to see what is a real stitch and what is just a chain, and in those cases stitch markers really help. Chain 1 and turn the row. Again, work 1 half double crochet into each of next 14 stitches. Chain 1 and turn. Our last row will be a little bit different. Instead of yarn over first, just insert the hook into the stitch, yarn over and pull it through. Yarn over again and pull the loop through all the loops on your crochet hook. And this is single crochet stitch. Now work 1 single crochet stitch into each stitch all the way across, and when you finish the row, you have to have 14 stitches in total. Now cut the yarn, fasten off, but leave a long tail that we will later use to attach the front strap to the sole. Now take the yarn needle, thread the yarn tail and attach the strap to the 4 marked stitches on the front side of the sole with a few simple sewing stitches. Secure the yarn tails. Now take a small amount of yarn in the same color as you used for the front strap, thread the yarn and attach the second end of the strap to the sole to 4 marked stitches right across the already attached part of the strap. Make sure you're always sewing on the inner side of the shoe, that's why we've bent the strap under the sole, attach the strap, and now we will turn the sole inside out, just that the stitches will be hidden on the inner side of the shoe, and that's very important. Secure the yarn tails, now repeat all the necessary steps for the second shoe. Now we will continue with the back upper part. The instructions for the left and right shoe are here a bit different because of the strap, but you will start your first row in the same stitch for both shoes. So that is in the stitch marker on your left side. One quick tip before we start: if the stitches around the sole made with the off-white yarn are very tight, take a small crochet hook or a yarn needle and go ahead and open the stitches a bit. Make them more loose than they are, so you will be able to insert the crochet hook into them very easily. If you're using the cotton yarn, as I do here, you can see that the yarn is occasionally splitting, which makes it harder to grab with the crochet hook, so this technique with the yarn needle makes it much easier for me to start the row. We will start with the left sandal. Take 3.5mm crochet hook and insert the hook into the stitch marked with the stitch marker on your left side. Pull the loop through and chain 1. Start in the same stitch and work 1 half double crochet into each of next 17 stitches. Row 2, chain 1 and turn. Work 1 half double crochet into each of next 17 stitches. Row 3, chain 1 and turn. Work 1 half double crochet into each of next 17 stitches. Row 4, chain 1 and turn. Work 1 half double crochet into each of next 17 stitches. When you come to the end of the row 4, chain 13, those first 13 chains will represent the base for our strap. Then make 5 additional chains to those 13 for the buttonhole. So you have to have 18 chains in total. Let's continue with row 5. Start in the 6th chain from the hook and work 1 half double crochet into each of next 13 chains, and then continue and make 1 half double crochet into each of next 17 stitches. Cut the yarn, fasten off, and hide the yarn tail between the stitches. Now that the back upper part of the left sandal is complete, let's continue with the right sandal. Start in the stitch marked with a stitch marker on your left side. Insert the hook into the stitch, pull the loop through and chain 1 to secure the loop. Start in the same stitch and work 1 half double crochet into each of next 17 stitches. Row 2, chain 1, then turn. Work 1 half double crochet into each of next 17 stitches. Row 3, chain 1, then turn, work 1 half double crochet into each of next 17 stitches. Row 4, chain 1, then turn, work 1 half double crochet into each of next 17 stitches. Row 5, chain 1, turn, work 1 half double crochet into each of next 17 stitches. Chain 13 for the base of the strap, then make 5 additional chains for the buttonhole. Turn and skip first 5 chains and then start in the 6th one. Work 1 half double crochet into each of next 13 chains. Now join the strap in row 4 with a simple slip stitch. Cut the yarn, fasten off, and hide the yarn tails between the stitches. Take a small amount of off-white yarn and chain 4. Start in the second chain from the hook and work 1 single crochet into each of next 3 chains. Repeat the row of single crochet stitches 11 more times. Always start in the first stitch, work 1 single crochet into each of next 3, chain 1, turn and start with a new row. Cut the yarn and pull the yarn tail through the loop on your crochet hook. Leave a long tail for sewing. Now fold the strap in half. Take the yarn needle and sew both ends of the strap together. Take 2 stitch markers and mark 4 stitches right in the center of the front strap. Now attach the strap to the front strap on your sandal. Hide the yarn tail between the stitches and repeat all the steps for the second strap. Now we are going to create 3 lines of slip stitches on the back of each sandal. You are going to need a small amount of blue, yellow and orange DK weight yarn, and you are going to crochet 3 simple lines of slip stitches. The first row will be made with blue yarn and you will work between sole and your first row. The next line will be made with yellow yarn and that is going to be between rows 2 and 3. And the last one will be made between rows 4 and 5 and we will use a small amount of orange yarn. Now hide the yarn tails and repeat all the steps for the second sandal. Now we are going to create 6 tiny tassels, 2 in blue, 2 in yellow and 2 in orange color. Cut a piece of cardboard 2 cm or 0.75 inches wide, or use your thumb. Wrap the yarn around the cardboard or your thumb 8 to 10 times. Cut the yarn 5 cm or 2 inches long. Thread the tapestry needle or use your fingers or a crochet hook with that yarn and tie the top of the tassel. Take the scissors and cut the yarn at the bottom of the tassel. Use a short strand of yarn around 10 cm or 4 inches long. Wrap the strand around the tassel around 0.5 cm or 0.2 inches from the top. Make a nice and firm knot. Take a yarn needle, thread the yarn tails and pull the both ends through the center of the tassel and out at the bottom and mix them between the rest of the yarn ends. Now attach 3 and 3 tassels to each sandal. Right to the first row of the T-bar. Both of my orange tassels are on the inner side, yellow in the middle and blue on the outer side. We are almost done. All we have to do now is attach the button and pull the strap through the T-bar. Now we are going to attach the buttons. Take a yarn needle and a small amount of yarn and start sewing the buttons to the sandal. Please make sure the buttons are nicely secured to prevent any accidents. We have to be very conscious of how important the baby safety is, so all small pieces you sew on the main piece have to be attached very carefully. At the end, I always make a knot and then I hide all the yarn tails between the stitches and I log the yarn between the stitches for the extra safety. That means that I go with the needle one way and then I turn, I skip one stitch and I run the needle with the yarn tail through the rest of the stitches again. You can do that whichever way you prefer, just make sure it's safe. Now we are going to grab the ankle strap and pull it through the T-bar. You can do that by grabbing the strap with your fingers or take a larger crochet hook and pull it through. Attach the strap to the button and your crochet baby sandals are now finished. Okay guys, that would be all for this week. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Turn on the post notifications so you won't miss any of my future videos. Thank you so much to all of you who are buying my crochet patterns. It really means a lot. And with your help, I can film more videos and share even more crochet patterns. Let me know what would you like to see next. Share your work with me on Instagram using hashtag crobypatterns. Ask questions in the comments below and I will see you next time. Bye!